It's time now to take a look at what's making headlines in the French press, and I'm joined by Caterina Vitosi. Hello, Caterina.
Hello.
We're starting off with a look ahead to that Palestinian bid at the UN.
Absolutely, and a lot of French newspapers, Claire, coming out in favour of the French government's decision for a yes vote as we head to this bid by the Palestinian Authority for a seat in the UN General Assembly, that non-member observer status, remember. In fact, Communiste et l'Humanité going as far as already making up a chair for the Palestinians. They say this is a date with destiny in an editorial inside the paper. They use language such as saying this is a day of justice. This is something that has been long overdue, and for them it's pretty much a done deal. They say 150 countries have already sort of pledged their intention to vote yes, although with some notable exceptions, of course, of Israel and the US. So for them, very much sort of in favour of a yes verdict there. This is something which is echoed by the paper Le Monde, who actually go a little bit further into the analysis. They look at what is this going to mean in terms of changes on the ground. In their editorial piece, they say, we're not going to see a metre of Israeli settlements sort of retracted from the West Bank. We're not going to see a resolution to problems in Gaza overnight. But they say this is largely a symbolic gesture, and it's a very important one. It's one that should be voted yes to. They say it's going to sort of really invigorate what they see as a progress towards an ultimate peaceful resolution in the country.
So it's a big day for the Palestinians, and according to Lizico, it's also a big day for the French president.
Absolutely. François Hollande is expecting government ministers, representatives from environmental parties and workers' unions ahead of a big debate on energy. Now, why is this so important for François Hollande? Well, it was a massive campaign horse for him. He said that he wanted to really address the future of France's energy supplies, bring down the dependence on fossil fuels, on nuclear energy. Les Echos say this is the time to decide for him. One of the key things that's going to be discussed at this meeting is the future of this lump of rock. According to Libé, this is actually a rock which contains shale gas. They say that this is going to be hot business in today's talks because the future of shale gas has been a little bit uncertain in the country. The extraction process is known as fracking by some environmentalist groups in France, is seen as very environmentally unfriendly. Until now, it's actually been illegal in France to carry it out. However, as we can see in this piece, in Libération, they go on to say that there's been a little bit of a change in position perhaps by the French government. We've seen some ministers come out and say, if we're going to import shale gas, we might as well make it here. So it's going to be another bone of contention between perhaps the government and environmental parties as to the future of whether shale gas will be extracted in France. Why is this energy such a big issue in France for the people as well as the government? Well, according to the front page of 20 Minutes, there are 8 million people in France who, as we head into winter, are going to have concerns about how they're going to keep warm. They say that one of the main factors, of course, is the rising cost of energy. They say they simply can't afford their gas or electricity bills. So something really key that has to be addressed for now and for the future.
All right, and these days we can't have a French press review without, of course, talking about the UMP leadership crisis.
Absolutely. It's quite interesting to see, actually. Le Figaro, one of the only papers to lead with this on their front page today, they call this the UMP stalemate.
I think the others have had enough.
I think they have had enough. Well, we are in our 11th day, so they're passing on to other things. But no, Le Figaro is sticking with it, this leadership wrangle between François Fillon and Jean-François Copé. The paper says there's only one option left, according to them. Party supporters have to get out into the street and protest against this. There's also an interesting piece in Aujourd'hui en France, who've been looking at reaction of the former president Nicolas Sarkozy, who apparently, according to them, has been left fuming after his mediation attempts were so rudely rebutted by the UMP party. And just to finish on news of another former French president, Jacques Chirac, it's his 80th birthday today, Claire. A nice little piece in La Parisien saying that despite his really increasingly fragile and poor health, he still goes to the office every day and he still goes out for dinner every night. So bon anniversaire to the former president.
Good on him. Thank you very much, Caterina.